Well, Jim, staying on the topic of people and things that people are sending in questions about.
Staying on the topic of a group of people and a woman?
Well, on that topic, a lot of people have wondered what your thoughts are. Matt Hardy has continued after he got a thorough beating on Twitter, which resulted in a pretty unanimous people. I heard people say, I hate Jim Cornette and Brian Last. They're right.
But there was always the but.
But he's still at it. Apparently, he's now on a tour, talking about this. I'm not sure. Apparently, he's been in various places. I saw the other day on Twitter, because people sent it to me, he tried to get attention for it again. Almost every single comment was telling him how ridiculous and pathetic he is. But you have any comments? Do we do any more about this?
Well, again, and just in case the people have missed it with our interrupted schedule, apropos of nothing and out of nowhere, Matt Hardy got on Twitter and tried to elicit compliments and flowers for his friends, the Buckaroos and the Elites and the Omegas, and called our fans, Brian, the Cult of Cornette, called them toxic, poisonous even. And so I retweeted him and fucking said what I had to say, and then I went to bed, and then as we talked about, he wouldn't stop, and you decided to see how deranged he would get by just every time he'd say something, you'd write him back. And then he'd go out of his mind. You'd write him back. And he'd go out. And finally, he ended up calling you a toxic bitch-ass asshole, which has been appropriated many different places. It's going to become a new meme.
Well, for me, it was like batting practice, but he couldn't get enough.
He was having a fucking meltdown, and this is late at night, after midnight, overnight. You're sitting there editing, and he's sitting there soliciting flowers for his friends. But point being, he's got a podcast like everybody else in the world, and now he decided to say more about the situation, and he's just so wounded because he felt like I said we can't be friends anymore. I don't want to be his friend anymore. I never said I didn't want to be his friend anymore. He's doing some shitty wrestling, and they've damaged his brain, and I'm sorry that all those things are happening. But to point, and he mentioned, all this over just some dumb wrestling, which is the problem also. But basically, he's got a podcast now, and he wants to joust. And Brian, I'm going to ask you 2 questions. And those 2 questions, the answers of those will determine whether we need to talk any more about Matt Hardy or not, or what he's up to, or whether he's really suitably fucking offended by what's been going on. Brian, how many YouTube video views did he get of the recent video that he put up talking about us?
Hold on, let me check. Usually these are big things for different shows to try to talk about you and get attention. 13,000 views as of this moment.
How many views?
And by the way, and the name of the video, I just want to say this. Matt Hardy shoots on Jim Cornette. If you are a YouTube content creator in wrestling and you still use shoots on in any way, you are a fucking idiot who doesn't understand how YouTube works. Continue to fail, but go ahead.
How many video download views or whatever, how many downloads, how many views did the YouTube clip that we put up talking about his issues do?
As of this moment, Jim Cornette on Matt Hardy's Twitter meltdown, 163,000 views.
163,000 on one and 13,000 on the other. That's why we don't want to do Matt the favor of talking about him anymore, because we're just feeding the puppies at this point. That's what they want. Because everybody who does 772 video views on everything they do on YouTube, but talks about me, bumps it up to 11,412.
Hey, did you see who SI did their big puff piece on this week?
I have no idea.
Matt Hardy.
Oh, come on.
You think it's an
is that? We just released that show.
Here's the headline. Justin Barrasso, SI.com. Matt Hardy relishes the opportunity to mentor wrestling's next generation. Though he isn't a headlining performer anymore, Hardy has eagerly embraced his new role, lifting up those who will carry the industry forward. That's what this is. He's on a tour promoting himself as some sort of wrestler helping the youth. Where are the youth in wrestling that have been helped by Matt Hardy?
Yeah, which of those Utes has really been helped by Matt Hardy?
Let me see.
And which of those Utes are helping Matt instead? Stay relevant, as the kids say.
I'm scrolling through this article. I want to see if they actually mention any young talent that he's actually helped.
Names.
He remembers wrestling backstage with the Gun Kids when they were kids. Oh, here we go. Hardy has played an integral role in the ongoing storyline that has given far more of a spotlight to Ethan Page and Isaiah Cassidy.
Oh my God.
His goal is to continue pushing until those two become cornerstones of AEW.
Wait a minute. They just gave Ethan Page the biggest spot that he's ever had when he came out and completely broke away from everything they've done with him previously. He had no Matt Hardy with him. He was a babyface in his home country, and he was fucking opposite MJF. None of that had anything to do with Matt Hardy. He's been a goddamn... Ethan Page has been a complete non-entity until that point. And Isaiah Cassidy...
Someone just asked me the other day.
To be there?
Yeah, someone just asked me the other day, whatever happened to Private Party? And I was like, I think they're still there.
I believe their invitations got lost in the mail.
But there it is. And again, another puff piece from SI.
163-13, by the way, Matt. So pick your battles better, pal.
Sorry that all the fans on Twitter, as well as message boards, as well as the wrestlers in the locker room agreed with us. But suck on that and enjoy it.